Hello, all you grandmasters of chess. I'm King Link, and this is the last look and review of Chessaria, the tactical adventure. So I don't have a normal spoiler warning, though I do show some solutions to puzzles here. If you want to go to another tab while you listen to me talk about chess, that's fine. I want to put a disclaimer on this, however. I saw this game and I thought it looked interesting and went to Pixel Wizards, the developers, to ask for a copy to review. They said yes. As such, I did not pay for this game myself and received it for free with an understanding that I would review the game. Thank you to them for giving me a copy. However, this doesn't affect the final score, and I'm only disclosing it so you can best judge the review and myself. With that said, let's check it out. So, originally I found this game just through the name. Someone had done something on my activity feed on Steam, and I saw Chessaria, the tactical adventure. It's a relatively new game that came out, and it didn't have many reviews, but it looked interesting. Now, I'm a fan of chess. I mostly play on LeChess.org, and Chessaria brought back memories of when I got into chess. The idea of doing chess puzzles is fun to me, so I looked into it. It's pretty easy to think back to where Chessaria's idea probably originated from. There was a game in 1988 by Interplay called Battle Chess, and it had a rather good chess engine, but it also had fighting for the pieces. Each piece had a unique attack depending on what they were fighting, and they were all pretty entertaining. So that's what I think a lot of gamers think of when they say computer chess. There are other options with stronger chess engines, but with the look of Chessaria, it's pretty easy to realize they're going for something more than just an engine. But in reality, Chessaria attempts to bridge that gap. They bring back gorgeous graphics and animations, but also claim to have a 2800 plus ELO engine, which would be a very strong chess engine. It wouldn't beat grandmasters, as they know to work around the engine, but it would be challenging for most players. The graphics in Chessaria are really good. It's a beautiful game and the levels are detailed, and you can see it in these maps that are on the screen. There's a lot to look at in them. You have 3 different factions as well, and they all look different on display here. There's High Elves, Dark Elves, and Orcs. They all play the same because this is still chess, but it allows adventure mode to tell more of a story, and it's a typical fantasy story, but it's not unwelcomed. It works. Of course, with the discussion of battle chess, we have to ask, are there attack animations? And of course there are. That's why I brought it up. But there's a flaw here. It's somewhat harder to make out the attacks as they're not as well defined, and they aren't necessarily on the same square, and the attacks are always the same. A pawn will jump up and slice the opponent's neck no matter what. You can watch the gameplay to see the similar attacks all the time. The attack animations do get repetitive after about an hour or two, and I eventually turn them off, but I have turned them back on for you to look at in the demo. However, you can also move the camera around.
So good.
Personally, I like the tactical view, which I use for some of the maps. When you scroll all the way out, it looks like a common chessboard. That's nice, except even with attack animations off, I still had to see move animations. I'm used to LeChess with its fast movement, and it's just a problem that it slowed down my pace as well as my thought process more. There's also an annoying flashing red blood splatter when you're in check that seems over the top, and it makes you feel like you're in critical danger. Now, check isn't that bad in chess. It's critical, but it's not life and death as this makes it seem. You can sometimes check a king early, and it is something you can just ignore. But overall, the graphics are good. Now, let's talk about gameplay. It's chess. Are we done? No, of course not. But this is chess. One of the oldest games in the world.
It looks dangerous.
It's been over 100 years since the last major rule change, and even that's an esoteric rule. Chess is easy to program for a game, and it has a set number of rules with a few tricks. Chessaria has castling and en passant down, so it's a good chess game. The game gets more complicated though when we talk about adventure mode. That's where the tactical adventure comes in. There's 100 puzzles, with I believe they've added 25 more post-launch for a hard mode. You can watch the first look to see the slow ramp up early on, but when you hit level 20, you've gained all your pieces and you should know how they move. From there, the game moves quickly to actual puzzles. and they're broken up into sets of 20 with a theme to each of the 20 puzzles. But Adventure Mode has an important problem. If you can't beat the puzzle you're currently on, you can't move on. So you're locked into that current puzzle. Now, the devs have said in a post somewhere that they are adding a way to skip puzzles. In fact, they said it was already out. I don't know how it works, and I was stuck on puzzle 80, so I couldn't move on with the game. However, while filming this, I actually went back to try puzzle 80. I got through, so I'm able to move on. But that situation does kind of stink. It's a bit of a shame because Adventure Mode is a very good challenge, and it gives you something different. But if something doesn't click, you're locked onto that specific puzzle until it does. There's also a grading system too, so you don't have to play perfectly for most puzzles. But there's a couple puzzles that are quite hard, and a few require near perfect play. One, I think, requires the AI to make at least one mistake. I would have liked to see the score required by the grading system to get higher star numbers, but that's not available sadly, and I think it's slightly random depending on the boards given to you during the AI's attacks. It will do different things, so it expects you to have to respond in different ways. There is a lot of variety, though, in the puzzles. Most can't be solved with a simple chess solver, and there are some interesting tactics here. Sleeping piece puzzles, for instance, where you can't move into their attack range. Protecting the back row, attacking the back row of the enemy, and strategic positions are just some of the options here.
I'm not even a
They're
princess.
all pretty solid, though the game tends to rely on kill the knight just a touch too much.
Help me!
Still, they all teach good concepts. There was one puzzle that I do have to call out, and it's a minor point, but there's a simple room, and you can see how to beat it very quickly. There's a few pieces on the board. It's simple. Well, after a couple moves, there's a rook that appears from behind a wall. It was hiding back there. Yeah, you could move your camera so you could see it, but you weren't prepared for that. And it kind of stinks. It's a low moment in the game, and it's important to call it out because it's just not a good puzzle in my opinion. Hidden pieces in chess are not okay to me. The AI also should be discussed. Now, I go into this much deeper in the written review, and that's available in the description, but there's two sides to the AI. The first is the AI for the Adventure Mode, and it's solid. It's smart, but it will still blunder, so you have a chance to win. There are other pieces that I talk about in the written review, but I don't wish to take up a huge review here for just the AI. In addition, the main chess engine is very strong. I challenged it with Stockfish 9, which is supposed to be the best engine in the world, according to an ELO ranking. Stockfish won, but Chessaria is still a very strong challenger. I have a Lichess study of the game in the description as well. If you want to see it, I don't know exactly how to grade engines, especially ones operating at that tier, but you can make your own decision off of that. So I don't know how realistic the 2800 plus ELO is, but it's a strong engine. Now, there are also multiplayer here, and there's local, online, and verse CPU options. If you want something other than normal chess, there's Horde Chess, Pawn Battle, Barricade Chess, Crystal Attack, Race, Battle of the Two Kings, Regicide, and Thanos Chess. I show all of them at the beginning of the video, just so you can see what the rules are, as they are stated. All these variants, other than Horde Chess, appear unique to Chessaria. At least I don't know where they came from. But still, variety is the spice of life, so if you want something different, you have it. Now, there's a couple more things I need to discuss before I give a final score. There's some niceties missing here. There's no takebacks, even in local multiplayer. There's no way to skip puzzles, as mentioned before. No notations at all. I really miss Lichess's with the game in progress on the right side. And there's also, of course, no PGNs if there's no notations. There's also a few bugs. Again, a full list is in the written review, but the major ones for me that needed to be discussed are a lot of achievements were unlocked in a single moment, and another set was unlocked at another point. Some achievements don't unlock when they are supposed to, and the game crashed twice when finishing a mission. If you move from the adventure mode to the multiplayer, voice lines will appear, and I believe I'm seeing them happen, so they should be in this video. I saw reinforcements come in as well. you can see them as well in the first look that I have. So yeah, there's bugs, and that's a shame. But Chessaria is what it says it is. It's more about the tactical adventure than the standardized chess, but the fact is, it's not going to convince non-chess players to suddenly start playing. If you like chess, there's a good game here. I feel like Chessaria is the type of game for people who like Chess 960 or Fisher Random Chess. Basically, it constantly plays with the board, subtracting spaces, blocking them, shortening it, giving it you random goals and pieces to accomplish it with, and it works. The levels are fun, and the chess is good. It does get hard, and it's not just standard tactic puzzles that you can churn through. Overall, though, the lack of the unique animations and the fact that the tactical mode still shows piece movements hurts my opinion of the game a bit. The amount of issues also is a bit much. Overall, I do like it, and it is pretty good, but I give Chessaria the Tactical Adventure a 3.5 out of 5. Now, that's a solid score, but remember, this is chess. If you enjoy chess, you probably should check it out. If you're not a fan of chess, this might not be the game to change your mind. So, that's Chessaria for you. Now, this is King Link. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. Feel free to leave a comment letting me know what's on your mind or what your favorite opening is in chess. For more information and the full review, check the description or check my site at kinglink-reviews.com. And I'll see you next time.